This is Eagle Al, and today I'll be talking about Cooper Dejean playing outside corner. A lot of people don't like it. Also, Jaylen Herz, Saquon Barkley building that chemistry. Lastly, I got to talk about Ainias Smith. I haven't talked about him too much, but we're going to talk about him today. But let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into the topics, yes, a lot of people want to take our guys from our front office. Brandon Hunt, who's been with the Eagles, I believe, since 2022, is interviewing for a personnel job with the New England Patriots. I like when opportunities come up for our guys, but as I always say to Eagles fans, as long as Howie Roseman is in the office, we are perfectly fine. I mean, we lost our capologist, and guess what? Howie still know how to work the cap. We lose one of our scouting guys, possibly. Trust me, we got the next scouting guy that will be ready. So I mean, best of luck to these guys, man. A lot of our guys are around this league and they're doing big things. So the Eagles are the best at this thing, scouting, working the cap, getting players. Who's been better than us? Probably, I would say the last 5 years, even the draft. Who's been better than us? Really nobody. So yeah, keep trying to pick our guys off. As long as Howie Roseman is here, we will be perfectly fine. But let's talk about Jaylen Herz, a guy he took a risk on. Jaylen Herz spoke with GQ magazine, and this is something I like. It's not football related, but football related. He stopped eating pork. I mean, it's not religious or anything like that, but it's really good for your diet because pork can be one of the worst things for you. So you got Jaylen Hurts still out here doing squats, which he don't really have to. Still working out hard, which he don't have to. And he's getting better and better at his diet. Seems like each year he take his diet more and more serious. So cutting out pork is a huge thing. But let's keep the topic on Jaylen Hurts, but let's add Saquon Barkley to it. So Jaylen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, they working. I mean, again, to the squat thing, Jaylen Hurts like looking like a proud dad behind them paws, do the squats, and then Jaylen Hurts go out there and do the squats. And Jaylen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, man. I mean, we've been getting a lot of videos of them together, pictures of them together, and then we get this little video right here. The reason why this video is so important is because they building chemistry. You know what? I'm gonna let another content creator explain it better than me.
Just an off-season observation from your boy Ross Tucker. What's up? It's Ross with my latest Ross report talking about the Birds. I'm seeing all these videos of Saquon Barkley and Jaylen Hertz squatting or out on the field handing the ball off on a zone read. Is it a big deal? No. Does it mean the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl? Of course not. Do I think it's a good sign? Yeah. You probably don't realize this, but a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of running backs get to a point in their career, they don't even squat anymore. And they hardly ever work out in the weight room with the rest of the team. And then those guys, not only squatting, they're squatting heavy, and they're already on the field working on things when they're not even at OTAs yet, which are the organized team activity practices. Again, this isn't some big deal. It's just an observation, something you might not realize. I think it's a really good sign that those guys are already doing all of those things together with the rest of the team as a unit.
Right? Shout out to the Ross report. Like he explained it. This is not OTAs. This is not mandatory workouts or anything like that. It's these guys choosing to work together, choosing to work out and build chemistry, which is very important. One of the things we really don't talk about what happened last year, the coaching was off, the players were off, but we never talk about the connection. There was no team connection. Now, to win 11 games without team connection is really good, but you've seen what happened last year. When you don't have that connection and then that other team that you play is talented and connected, you can get exposed like the 49ers. Exposed us, let's be honest. And we start playing better teams that start getting connected. Like even of the Cardinals. They was a bad team, but when Kyler Murray came back and they built that chemistry, they was able to wipe us out, even though we had the better talent. So sometimes, especially in the NFL, talent doesn't always win. But let's listen to Kenneth Gainwell explain it.
What do you think? What do you think it was that caused that sudden change?
I think it was a connection piece, I say teams like the Chiefs, bro, are like well connected, upstairs and downstairs, front office and the locker room. Like everybody's connected. When you have that connection piece, bro, everything just click. When, you got guys that's not talking to each other, then, you never know what's going on, So like if we all sit down and talk to each other and find out what's going on, or we find out what we need to do on the field to, get this thing going, then, we'll be good. Because if we play real hard at the beginning of the season, we need to continue to play hard at the end of the season, because at the end of the season what really matter.
That's what really matters.
That would really matter, because when we get to the playoffs, if we're not playing good and we still got our head down because we just lost 5 games, what you think we're going to do in the playoffs?
Don't fold.
I mean, it's scientific, bro. Like, if you moody every day, what you gonna be moody tomorrow? Like, you gotta work on it. You gotta continue to work on to get better. You gotta continue to get better each and every day, bro. Like, you training the muscle.
So you think, like, because
You see, he broke it down perfectly. He was a guy in the locker room. The connection was not right. So again, it's good to see workout videos, not with just the rookies and things like that. You see AJ Brown in the gym, you see Saquon, you see Jaylen Herz, but people keep saying, why do we see this guy, James Bradberry? Somebody literally screenshot the workout with Jaylen Herz and Saquon, and like, why that bald man is back there? But let's keep it serious. All right, James Bradberry was in the background as an innocent guy. He's catching strays. But in all seriousness, though, you see the Jaylen Herz and the Saquon, who is a new player, and then you starting to see some of our guys been with each other for years, so the connection should be there. Like Jaylen Herz and AJ Brown knew each other for years. Jaylen Herz and Devontae Smith knew each other for years. Now you got Dallas Goedert and Jaylen Herz knew each other for years. The offensive line basically know Jaylen Herz. Cam Jurgens, who's going to be quote unquote our new center, knew Jaylen Herz for years. So the connection should be there. The defense, I am worried about the connection, adding all those new pieces, but they should be all right. You got CD Deuce back. You should be okay. You should be fine on the defense. I'm not asking for the defense to be extraordinary, but if they above average, I believe our offense can be good enough to take us over the top. But the key thing about this Jaylen Herz and the Saquon thing is strictly connection. Strictly connection, man. But let's get into the next topic, Cooper Dejean. A lot of people was mad at this article that came out by Bleacher Report and ESPN and stuff like that. So I seen it on Bleacher Report first. It says something, other headlines is that Cooper Dejean is a low bust risk or something in that matter. And it was an AFC scout that said that, like, Cooper Dejean is really good at multiple things. While they don't believe he's elite at something yet, but he's good and can be great at multiple things, which I agree, which causes a low bust factor because he did fall into the second round. Not like he was a top 5 pick or anything like that. But Jeremy Fowler went into more details, like, yeah, the Eagles planning to start him on the outside to start the season. I'm not mad at that. Is there a lot of competition on the outside cornerback position? Yes, there is. There's a lot of competition. You have Isaiah Rodgers, Keely Ringo, Darius Slay. You could say James Bradberry. I know a lot of people don't like him right now. Cool. Then you got Eli Ricks. Like, it's a lot of competition, but I'm not mad at it. Even though Cooper Dejean did almost literally everything in college, let's actually break down his snap coverage of where he was lined up at mostly in college. But shout out to Anthony DeBona because I found this older tweet by him. But let's go over the tweet. It said, interesting to look at Cooper Dejean's usage at Iowa. While he primarily played outside corner, Dejean showcases versatility at times as well, which I believe is true. But outside corner, he played 1,192% of his snaps. So all the highlights and things you see like that came from mostly playing outside. Now, slot, 103, box safety, 116. That's why a lot of people believe he could transition to safety. But then you got the edge defender, 58, and then deep safety, 1 time. So he made most of his bones and stuff like that on the outside. The Eagles will be crazy not to see what he could do on the outside first. See what he can do. Now, if he's not NFL ready, it's not like oh man, he's not NFL ready. Cool, that's a bust. We messed up. No, it's not that. You can line him up anywhere on that defensive side of the ball, besides probably D-line and linebacker. As far as like defensive back, he's a true defensive back. He can do it all. So yes, try him out on the outside. See what he got. And if he just don't got it and preseason, we like, I don't know about this. Cool. Move him around. That's why he's a weapon. But the Eagles are doing the smart thing with start him on the outside first. You can't get mad at Cooper Dejean or the coaching staff for start him on the outside, but then on the opposite side of the ball, which is the offense, that they got a guy like Johnny Wilson who's 6'6", playing wide receiver, and they won't move him. You got to see how these things work out first, and then if they don't work out, then you like, hey, do you want to move to such and such? But I'm happy they're not forcing him to do something he don't want to do. Do something he was good at, or at least close to great at in college. See what he got. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. But let's talk about another college player that I haven't really talked about is Ainias Smith. Ainias Smith, I know Nick Sirianni talked about him a bit. Basically, another guy that can be a weapon. A guy that when he get the ball in his hands, he's hard to bring down. A lot of people got him even listed as a running back. He can do it all. You can line him up as a running back. You can line him up in the slot. It's a lot you can do with him. He's a true weapon on the offensive side. Not only that, you can use him on special teams. So we got a lot of special teams potential guys. Cooper Dejean. Still got Brenton Covey, who was one of the best. You still got Isaiah Rodgers before he got suspended, one of the best. Like, we got a lot of guys like Will Shipley. We got a lot of guys that can potentially be special teams return type guys. But back to Ainias Smith, a guy that can do everything, and he's one of those guys that's going to be fun to have the ball in his hands. Now, he haven't been practicing with the team because he dealt with a injury, or he's dealing with the injury per se. And you know how the Eagles are. They probably don't want to tweak it. It's May, so you don't really want to get him hurt or anything like that. But he's going to be a fun guy to watch because the things he did at Texas A&M was eye-popping. It was fun to watch, something to see. So hopefully Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore come up with some with him to do, because that guy don't deserve to be on the bench. He gotta see action. Like, he gotta do something, because he's too big of a weapon on this offensive side of the ball just to be a rookie sitting. That wide receiver 3 spot should be his, and should be his to lose. Now, again, you got competition. You got Paris Campbell, nothing to sleep on. A burner, proved it in the league, but his injuries, been Devontae Parker, who I don't believe is really a 3. I believe he's more of an outside receiver. He can back up like a Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. But we'll see about that. That wide receiver 3 position, there's some competition there. But I believe right now, if you ask me, I think that's more of a Ainias Smith and his to lose. And I can't wait to see him play. I can't wait to see most of our young guys play. Not just the Ainias Smith or Cooper Dejean, Quinyon Mitchell, Jaylen Hunt. I can't wait to see him more in the preseason more than anything. I like the Keegan kid. I'm not gonna let his name slip my mind. Then you got the rookie center to see what he got in the preseason. So I can't wait to see a lot of these dudes play. But hey man, what do you think, and how do you feel about the news today? Saquon Barkley, Jaylen Herz easing up off the port. Cooper Dejean, Ainias Smith. But this is Eagle Owl. I'm up.